Hello, I'm Pastor Jonathan, and welcome back to Focus. Today is our final day of Focus VBS. I'm so sad. We can continue now that that's over with. Boys and girls, we have discovered lots of ways we can grow our relationship with God. When we decide to focus on God, we can learn more about Him. Ways like praying and talking about Him. We can do those things every day. And it doesn't have to stop here. Today, we are talking about one more way we can focus on God. And that way is the way we act. But first, let's get ready to focus on God with our worship.
Everything you do is beautiful. Oh, all that you have made is wonderful. Oh, so I will sing it out, shout it loud. My God is amazing, and I will celebrate, give Him thanks. My God is amazing. Everything you do is true and perfect. Oh, we give you all our praise, yeah, you deserve it. Oh, so I will sing it out, shout it loud. My God is amazing, and I will celebrate, give Him thanks. My God is amazing.
Here I come! Hey guys, it's me, Kyle. I didn't know if you'd recognize me without the lights on and with the flashlight, but today we are playing flashlight tag in the lab, which means I might have to...
Kyle!
Be right back.
Where are you? Hi, guys. Have any of you seen Kyle? I'm trying to catch him.
You're never gonna catch me!
I heard you! I heard you! Oh, wrong way. Oh. Oh, Kyle! Kyle!
Thanks for that. Man, it is crazy back there. Everything is so dark. You can't see anything. It's like a maze in the lab. You're tripping over things. You're running into things.
I'm fine.
I better go check on her. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, where was I? I was talking about lights, flashlight tag. What else?
Gotcha.
Ow!
Kyle, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Wilson just got me.
I'm the king.
Okay, King. Hey, do you mind putting the spotlight on me real quick? Okay, yeah. Perfect. Light illuminates everything that we see, and even some things that we can't. So today on A Closer Look, we're talking about just that. Stay tuned. Samantha? Samantha? When we think about light, we usually think about lamps or the sun, but there's so many different ways to use light, like,
Kyle,
Hey, no spoilers, please.
Kyle, I am your friend.
light isn't just something out of bulbs or from the sun. Light is also lasers!
But what good do lasers even do?
Well, they look cool.
But looking cool isn't a reason to be talking about it on this show. I mean, this is science that we're dealing with here, people. What's the practical application?
First, the fact that you care about the content of this show means the world to me, so thank you. And second, lasers can be used in so many different ways. It can help shape people's eyes so they can see better.
Oh, like LASIK. Yeah, you know, my dad had that done before he couldn't even read a stop sign, but now he can read the newspaper over my mom's shoulder when they're in separate rooms.
Wow, exactly. And there's also LiDAR.
Ooh, what's that?
Well, it's basically a radar that uses lasers. So we use light to scan entire areas to take an incredibly detailed photograph that we normally couldn't see with the naked eye. Check it out. Look, an entire ancient city covered by trees for hundreds of years, and we discovered it using LiDAR. See, the city couldn't be seen because the trees had covered it up, but we found it with light using LiDAR.
Plus, they sound super cool.
Yeah, they do. Also, because high-powered lasers are accurate over long distances, we can measure things like elevation very.
Houston, we have a problem.
Very accurately. But that's some of the small picture stuff about light. But what about the big picture stuff? Like about supporting life on our planet? Well, we're gonna talk about all of that right after this. I will, yeah.
Hi boys and girls, we're ready to get started with the last VBS craft of this season. So I think you're gonna have some fun with this and you can have competitions. Today's focus is gonna be knowing that you can live for God by loving others. So what you've got in your VBS packet that you receive is you'll have a piece of paper, a bendy straw, like that, you're gonna have a pom-pom ball and a sticker. So what you're gonna need to have at home is some tape, scissors, a marker, pencil, or pen, and then something that has a circle either on the top or the bottom that's about 4 or 5 inches. So what you want to do, grab your ruler, put it to your item, and if it's within 4 or 5 inches, that's going to work for what we're doing today. So what you want to do is take your piece of paper, put your circle object right down there on it, and your pen or marker, and trace around it. Then what you're going to do is cut that circle out. Real simple. So all of this, just be reminded that you can live for God by loving others. That's pretty simple, right? Just like this craft. Real simple. So we have our circle. Then here is a math question for you. Who knows what a radius is? What we're going to do is we're going to cut from the outside to the center. We're not going to go beyond the center or cut it in half, right? So we're going to just cut to the center like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, but pretty close. So what we're going to do then is watch what happens when I fold these. Just you take it and you fold them towards each other. And it's supposed to make a funnel. Can you see that okay? So what you're going to do once you have your funnel, you're going to take your tape and really just simply tape it so that you can keep that funnel shape. So you can tape it from the back and around. You can tape it inside as well, just to make sure that it stays strong. Then what you're going to do is see that point at the end of the funnel. You're going to just cut a little bit of it. What we're going to do is cut it so there's a hole to fit our bendy straw through it. So that's what we got to do, is just make a little hole that big. So cut it, boom. What we're going to do is take the shorter end of the bendy straw. This is the long part, this is the short part. You're going to, from the outside, you're going to push it up that hole, push it through there. You know what, my hole isn't big enough, so I'm going to cut it some more. That's okay. That's all part of doing some crafts like this, is you just got to keep kind of working with it. Just like life, just keep working on whatever it is you're trying to get through. So right now we're trying to get the straw through here. So you push it up from the outside, it comes in like that. What I did is then cut this short end of the straw. You're in the cone, you're cutting the straw. So it's about, I don't know, about a ½ inch, about as big as your little pinky knuckle there, right there. So do you see that in the cone? So now what you want to do is tape the outside of that, because we don't want any air up into our funnel. So you take your tape, get a piece like that. You just put the tape around the outside of the funnel. So you're putting the straw up against the funnel, the tape's against your straw. And then you're going to have something that looks like this. The long piece, that's where your mouth is going to go blowing into it. And you're going to have this little end of the straw that then your pom-pom ball, you're going to set that in there. Here's the thing, here's one that I've already done. Oops, run away. What you're going to do is blow into the end of the straw and see what happens with the pom-pom. It's hard to control. See, it jumps out. So kids, your funnel is finished, and now you can see if you can walk with this, blowing it. You can have races with somebody if you're with somebody who made one too. And life can be full of ups and downs. Just like this ball, when you're blowing it, it kind of goes up and down. But always remember, that you can live for God by loving others. So that's what this craft will remind us of. So let's try it one more time. Just like that.
Well, hello there. Who are you looking at? You looking at me? Huh? You looking at me? Are we rolling? Oh, hello. I'm Kellen, and we've been having a lot of fun taking a closer look at the world around us. So I have a mirror here, but it's not just any mirror. It's a two-way mirror. The way it works is that one person can see through it from the side where it's darker, and the person on the other side sees a reflection of themselves when the light is on them. So here's me, but when I stand behind it and change the lighting, can you see me now? Cool, right? I'm seeing a reflection of myself, but if we change the lights again, I see you. Cool, right? All right, well, we'll come back to that later. So our story today actually comes from two different books of the Bible. Now, they're both pretty famous passages. The first is from the book of Matthew, where the Pharisees are asking a question of Jesus. First, let me explain who the Pharisees were. They were a group of religious leaders who tried to honor God by following a bunch of religious rules. The problem was, they focused so much on following the rules that they didn't love God or other people very well. They also didn't like how Jesus claimed to be the Son of God, and they didn't like how everyone seemed to be following after him. When one of the Pharisees asked his question, he was really trying to put Jesus to the test and see if Jesus might say something that would get him in trouble. So he asked Jesus this question: which is the greatest commandment in the law? Now, the law he was referring to was the law in the Old Testament that had lots of rules. Lots of rules for all kinds of things, like what kind of work you could do on certain days of the week, or making sure you covered your water wells, or to not eat owls. Seriously, it's in there. Check it out. So Jesus answers them and says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Love him with all your mind. This is the first and most important commandment, and the second is like it. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Everything that is written in the law and the prophets is based on these two commandments." Jesus basically sums up the law with those 4 verses. There are more than 600 rules in the Old Testament, and Jesus says here what you need to do. Love God, love people. That's it. Crazy, right? But how do we love someone? I mean, what is love? The Apostle Paul had some things to say about love in the book of 1 Corinthians. Paul said, "Love is patient, love is kind. Love does not dishonor others." He also says that love does not look out for its own interests. Love is full of joy. It always protects. It never gives up. Love never fails. Now, that's a lot of beautiful words about love, but what does it look like in our everyday life? What does it look like for love to be patient? Okay, what if your little brother or sister has destroyed the Lego tower you built for the 3rd or 4th time? Showing them love might mean that you're patient and that you don't get angry at them. What does it look like for love to be kind? Well, maybe there's a new kid at school or at camp, and maybe they don't look or sound like you or any of your friends. It may not be easy, but to show that person love means to show kindness. Invite them to sit with you at lunch or play with you at recess, even if your other friends don't want to. What does it look like for love to never fail? That's a big one, right? To say that love never fails? Well, I don't think Paul was saying that love is always easy. It's not. And sometimes we might feel that love has failed when you try to show someone kindness or patience and they make fun of you or they ignore you. But I think maybe Paul is saying that we can't give up. And if we continue to show people love, it will change them and change us, even if we can't see it immediately. I think it's also good to remember that God is described as love, and what God did by sending us his son Jesus will never fail. even when we mess up, God still loves us, and we can show that same love to others. Here, let me show you something. So we're back at this two-way mirror. Remember that it works because of light. When you light up one side of the mirror and lower the light on the other side, the person that has the light shining on them is able to be seen. So when I shine the light on myself, I can look in the mirror and see myself. Hey, Kellen. But when we turn the light down on ourselves and we turn the light up on the other side of the mirror, we turn the light on others. We turn the focus on other people and we can see who they are and what they need. When we take a closer look at others, we're able to see them as God sees them and live for God by loving them. Pretty incredible, right? So, as you go home and as you meet new friends in the next few weeks, remember that you can live for God by showing others God's love. And keep a lookout because there are so many things to learn about God when you take a closer look. I'll see you guys next time.
Do you ever wonder how we got this amazing world around us? It's all because of 4 little words. Let there be.
Oh, I know this one. Oh, light!
Light is the main source for life on our planet. Light is the sole source for food creation on our planet. For instance, we need light to grow our fruits and our vegetables. But have you ever wondered why? It's all because of a little process known as photosynthesis. Here's how it works. The sun shines on us, and the plants use that energy to turn carbon dioxide, which we cannot breathe, into oxygen.
And oxygen is what we breathe. So next time you take a deep breath, think a plant. Because plants are pretty important. Thanks, plants.
We need light to see, yes, but light comes in a spectrum that makes our world beautiful. For instance, if we didn't have this various spectra of light, our world might look like...
I don't like it.
Oh, man, I got Neapolitan. How am I gonna know which one's the chocolate?
But because we do have different kinds of light, our world looks like...
Figured it out.
From clean solar energy to maintaining the Earth's temperature to letting us know when to go to sleep at night, light plays a huge role in our everyday life. Everything we do here at A Closer Look requires light. After all, we need light to take a closer look.
Oh. Hey, buddy.
Did you leave any ice cream for me?
We left you a little strawberry.
A plant that gets the right amount of sunlight will thrive and grow.
I am so full of sun energy, I could not be more psyched.
But if the plant doesn't get the right amount of light,
What?
people can be the same way. Sometimes when a light isn't shining on someone, we can't see the details of them in their life. That's why we gotta do everything we can to light others up, shining a light on others and showing them love. Well, hey Wilson, can you fix that spotlight, please?
Got it.
This feels wonderful.
When I shine a light on Samantha, I can see how enthusiastic she is. And I can also see that she likes it when others are just as enthusiastic as her. I know that she gets excited about even my craziest idea. Way to bring the fun, Samantha!
Oh, hey, thanks, Kyle.
And when I shine a light on Wilson, I can see how smart he is and how he makes all of us smarter.
It's true.
And I won't let his grumpiness get in the way of telling me so. Aww. What are you doing to shine a light on your friends? How are you seeing them better? Well, guys, that's it for this week. Thank you for joining us and for taking a closer look.
Oh, I wanna.
Yeah.
High five again. Ready? High five!
You're doing it!
Charlie!
I did not secure that, guys. I am so sorry.
This is my faith, this is my focus, all of my days. I know where my hope is, I live it loud, I shout the chorus, because I know, oh, you're always for us. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And keep on looking to you for where I'm going, knowing you go there too. I'll keep on looking to you. I fix my eyes on you. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. I fix my eyes on you. This is my faith, this is my focus. All of my days, I know where my hope is. I live it loud, I shout the chorus, because I know, oh, you're always for us. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And keep on looking to you for where I'm going, knowing you go there too. I'll keep on looking to you. I'll fix my eyes on you. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. I fix my eyes on you, oh yeah. Woo! You ready? Come on, let's go. Hands in the air, I know you're there, anywhere, I fix my eyes on you. Hands in the air, I know you're there, anywhere, I fix my eyes on you. And keep on looking to you for where I'm going, knowing you go there too. I'll keep on looking to you. I'll fix my eyes on you. You are my only, you are my only focus. You are my focus. I fix my eyes on you.
Jesus said the most important thing to do is love God and love others. You can do that by treating others the way that you want to be treated. Put your focus on what God has done for you, and then live your life differently because of that. You can live for God by loving others. Here's a question. How do you focus on others? Why don't you talk about it with whoever's with you? It has been a great couple of days with you guys. Thanks for hanging out and joining us here at Focus VBS.